We are back answering your ACA Marketplace and Medicare questions. This first question, Morgan, says, if you only made $7,000 in 2020 and don't have a job this year, do you still qualify for ACA?
Technically, you qualify for ACA, but you may not be able to receive a tax credit. And what we have to remember is the government really is asking us to predict what we're going to make for the coming up year. So we're predicting what we're going to make for 2021. So they're probably going to get a job with all hopes, and they're going to be able to make that at least $12,760 and get a substantial tax credit.
Mm-hmm. Laura, this person is asking, will there be a penalty for not having ACA insurance this year?
At the moment, there's no penalty, but the Affordable Care Act is before the Supreme Court right now, deciding on whether the entire law is constitutional or not. That decision will probably come down this spring, and it all revolves around, is there a mandate or isn't there a mandate? So there isn't a mandate right now, but Congress might pass one to solve this Supreme Court problem. So stay tuned.
All right, and it could be something as small as just $1. Just so that it can stay.
Exactly. It might be nominal.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Catherine, this person says, if you're on your spouse's insurance, do you need Medicare Part B?
Yes. The bottom line is yes. You always sign up, because if you don't, it's yours forever. And it's a 10% penalty for 1 year, and it grows proportionately after that forever.
And then this follow-up question is, how do I sign up for Medicare?
Good question. The easiest way to sign up is to go to medicare.gov, and they have a sign-up sheet there. They have all the forms, and you can walk through it that way. But I want to caution you, if you have any questions, you need to call that number, and you also need to think about whether or not you need supplemental insurance to complement your Medicare, because Medicare doesn't pay for everything. It pays for a portion, and most people have a supplemental plan of some sort to help pay for the balance of that care.
And is that supplemental care, is that another part? Is that named something else?
That supplemental plan, if it's Medicare Advantage, and then you don't need a supplemental plan. That's that Part C I talked about earlier. But if you get standard Medicare, then you need to be talking with your insurance agent to look for how you make sure you don't have a large deductible or a large copay to go with your Medicare.
Mm-hmm. Morgan, this person is asking, what is the income level to receive ACA?
So there's a huge graph that we all work off of. And if we start off with a single person, we're looking at income of the $12,760. If we go to a family of 5, we're looking at $117,000 of income. So it really just depends on how many people are in your household and how many you're going to claim on your tax return.
Okay. So it is worth calling an insurance agent, going on the website, looking at all of those plans to see. This next question says, if I'm on Social Security disability, do I still have to apply for Medicare when I turn 65?
If you are on Social Security disability and it is Medicare that you're receiving, no. But make sure that you're not receiving disability from some other employer plan, because then you would need to sign up.
Okay, and this is a follow-up. Is there a forever penalty for not having Part D for Medicare?
No.
Okay, it's just Part B, but you need to sign up for Part B and you need to waive it. No matter what you need to sign up for. I think that is the big takeaway for today. This question is, what are the most common issues people run into when signing up for ACA?
I think some of the most issues that they have is when they're actually in the application and they're trying to do it themselves. They can get confused with the questions. Do you have an HRA? Some folks don't know what an HRA is. And if you miss the wrong button and you don't answer the questions right, it can throw off your entire application.
And so it is really worth talking to an independent insurance agent or talking to the folks at getamericacovered.org and asking some questions. And don't feel dumb about asking questions. None of us came out of the womb knowing how to navigate a healthcare enrollment or Medicare, right?
Right, absolutely.
All right, thank you so much for joining us and giving us your expertise. We so do appreciate it. Thank you for texting in your questions. If you missed anything, it is already on our website. The videos will be posted there shortly.